A week or so ago, I had to get ready in a big time hurry, and I stumbled across something that might change the way I do my makeup completely. Hi, I'm Tina. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here and you're into content for the mature woman, then I hope that you will consider becoming part of the Beautiful Journey family and hitting that subscribe button. So, what was this monumental discovery that you might be on the edge of your seat wondering about? I didn't use foundation. Now, if you're like me, over 50, you might have a few things on your face that you kind of want to disguise, and that's why you use foundation. You can see I have a little blemish right here. I have some red spots. I have some dark spots over here. I have texture and larger pores through the T-zone on my nose. And I just want to even out that tone and give a smooth, fresh canvas to put my color products on. And so for me, that means foundation. Sometimes it's a skin tint, sometimes it's a more fuller coverage, but it's always a foundation. Well, this day, I didn't think I had time to do the whole foundation, conceal, color correct, all of the steps. So I grabbed a concealer, spot concealed, put on a light dusting of powder, and my skin looked amazing. And it looked amazing all day long. So today, I am going to see if that was a fluke and I was just having a particularly good skin day that day, or if I can replicate it and maybe, just maybe, make an entire category of products in my inventory obsolete. Okay, full disclosure, that's not going to happen because I actually really do love foundation. But if this works again, I would definitely consider incorporating it into my routine on more days during the week. One of the things that could have contributed to the success of this was the concealer that I used. And that was the Moira Lavish Creamy Concealer. This sells for $7.50 on the Moira website, and they describe it as a creamy, smooth, lightweight concealer to even out skin tone and cover dark circles and other imperfections. The shade that I have is 100 Chai Tea. There are 16 shades in all, and this one is the fourth lightest. It is cruelty-free and vegan. It's also free of parabens, sulfates, and phthalates, and it is gluten-free as well. If you're using a concealer, for spot concealer, you want one that matches your skin tone pretty well. If you're using it for covering dark circles, you can go a shade or two lighter to add some brightening effect under your eyes. But for this, you want to make sure that it matches your skin tone because if it's lighter, it's actually going to draw attention to the areas that you are trying to hide. I'm not going to use a primer because I used the e.l.f. Invisible Sun Touchable, the one that has the blurring primer included for my SPF. I'm not going to use a primer all over my face because for my sunscreen, I used the e.l.f. Invisible Sun Touchable. This is an SPF 35 and it also has a blurring primer included. So I used this for my SPF today. A lot of times sunscreens will leave my face a little bit glowy. And if I'm not doing a full foundation or skin tint, then that glow is going to be there. So I wanted something that was a little more mattifying for sure today. I am, however, going to be using my Wet n Wild Hydra Depuffer. I use this every time I do my makeup under my eyes, and it's pretty much gone. You can see there's still a little bit there. So what I've been doing so that I don't scratch that delicate under eye skin is I just rub my finger on it to kind of melt some onto my finger and then put that under my eye and just kind of pat. It does have a little bit of a cooling sensation, but I don't know if that's because it's just wet or if there's actually something there that kind of does that cooling sensation thing. Anyway, the plan is to definitely repurchase this when it's gone. But even though there isn't anything still sticking up, there's quite a lot of products still down in there. I haven't decided if I'm just going to leave it in the stick and kind of dig it out, or if I want to transfer it to a pot where it's a little easier to get my finger in there. I'll figure it out as it gets a little bit harder to get out. But since I've been using this under my eyes, I feel like it's more hydrated, and I really like the way my concealer lays on top of it. I have a dampened beauty sponge that I plan to tap this in with, and I am just going to take this concealer and dab it on the areas where I want a little bit of coverage. And it's not just on the spots that I want to cover, it's kind of in some areas where I want a little coverage. So I'm not really using it as a foundation, but it is not just spot concealing, if that makes sense. It's a little bit in between the spot concealing and using it as a foundation. I'm going to take my little sponge and dab it into those areas. As you can see, because I'm not putting this all over my face, it is important to have a shade that matches your skin tone. Otherwise, you would have obvious splotches of coverage, no coverage. I have a little bit of darkness over here that I'm going to, and weirdly, I have this spot in my eyebrow that I like to cover because then it doesn't look like I went out of lines with my eyebrow pencil when I get there. But I don't know that there's really that much else that I feel like I need to cover. And I want a little more coverage on this blemish right here. Oh, that's good. It kind of disappeared now. And honestly, I don't know that I'm going to do more than that. Now, I am going to lightly powder because I have oily combo skin. I like to powder so that I don't end up being a grease ball later, but it's going to be a translucent powder, so it's not like a powder foundation that gives coverage, because that would kind of defeat the purpose. So I'm going to use my e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. This is in the pink shade, and so it's intended to be just kind of a little bit of a brightener. I'm going to take a super big fluffy brush and a little bit here. I'm going to put some on my brush, and then I'm going to tap it off in the lid because I really do just want a small amount of powder just to kind of help control any shine breakthrough throughout the day. So this side's been powdered and this side has not. Teeny tiny amount that I've put in the cap. Dab it into the brush. And then that's all I'm going to do to my complexion, other than when I have the rest of my makeup on, I will spray on a setting spray. So let me pull this in really close and you can see what my skin looks like and be as amazed as I am. I am going to quickly put on the rest of my makeup. And because the concealer technique is the point of the video, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about the other makeup, but it all will be listed and linked in the description box below. I'm doing a cool, neutral, everyday kind of look, and I really love these products for that. This lip liner is one of my absolute favorites. I have repurchased it so many times. Unfortunately, it's from Believe Beauty, which was only carried in Dollar General stores and is now no longer there. When I learned that they were going to be leaving Dollar General, I went and picked up 2 of the lip liners. That was all they had. And so I will have it to use for a little bit longer. And then, unfortunately, I will have to find a replacement. Okay, everything is on. What do you think? I'm kind of shocked because it worked again. And you saw that I really didn't put much on my skin. The benefit to not having much product on your skin is that there isn't enough to settle into lines and wrinkles. And yet I feel like what I want covered is covered. And of course my skin still looks like skin because most of it wasn't covered. So I don't know, did I just make an entire category of my makeup inventory obsolete? Probably not, because I really do like foundations, but this is giving me something to think about. Have you tried the technique of just spot concealing and using a minimal amount of product on your skin? What did you think about the results? And what do you think about my results? Let me know down in the comments below and let's have a discussion about it. And if you got to this point in the video, then please leave me a yellow rose emoji down in the comments. If minimal makeup is your thing, then I'm going to put another one over here that you might like to watch. I did that not too long ago. Have a beautiful, blessed day, and I'll see you over there or in the next one. Bye-bye.